Weather Authority Forecast First, brought to you by Todd Shore's McClarty Ford.
Well, it's been such a gorgeous morning so far, and as we move into the afternoon hours today, a little bit warmer as we will see high temperatures in most areas in the 80s. We could have a few locations in the low 90s this afternoon. We'll be dry for much of the day, but we do have a front on the way later this evening, and it is a possibility that we do see a few isolated strong storms this evening and into tonight, and expect these slight to scattered rain chances to stick around for the remainder of the weekend into the weekend. I'll have the latest update on that coming up a little bit later in the show. That's a check of your Todd Shore's McClarty Ford Forecast First. Local Midday begins right now.
Now, from your community, local news that matters. This is NBC6 News Local Midday Update.
Good afternoon and welcome to NBC6 Local Midday Update. I'm Fernanda Hernandez. We'll begin today with the most updated coronavirus numbers here in Louisiana. That total number of cases in the state now over 35,000. The death toll has reached 2,458. Caddo Parish accounts for 1,912 of those cases, with 172 deaths according to the coroner's office. And unfortunately, more than 1/3 of deaths in the country are from nursing homes and its workers. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards says that's no different in Louisiana, and moving forward, more testing will be done at those facilities.
What you see in Louisiana, I don't believe, is terribly different from what you're seeing in many other states. It travels in ways that are very, very hard to stop, because people will be totally asymptomatic, but they will have COVID-19, they will be contagious, and they might be a worker in a nursing home, which is why we're testing staff, we're testing residents, and we're testing staff and residents who are asymptomatic, because we know that that's incredibly important.
And if you're feeling ill or think you may have come in contact with someone with COVID-19 symptoms, there will be a mobile COVID-19 testing and taking place today until 3 p.m. It will take place at the Cherokee Park Elementary. You can register by calling 318-227-3354, and you're seeing that address on your screen. Remember, if you do attend, to bring your ID. And good news for shoppers today. Mall St. Vincent in Shreveport has announced it will reopen for business tomorrow. Now, for the past few weeks, stores inside the mall went to curbside pickup in order to comply with stay-at-home restrictions. But now, in phase 1, the mall is now safe to reopen, but with some restrictions. Patrons are encouraged to wear a mask upon entry and practice social distancing while inside. And in Bossier Parish, the Bossier City Council meetings are now reopened to the public. The regular meeting will be held today at 3 p.m. Occupancy for the council chamber is limited to 25% or 52 people in total. Temperature checks will be given before entering that chamber, and sitting markers have been placed on the benches. The council says you can still watch these meetings live if you are uncomfortable attending in person. And money matters, and several casinos in Shreveport Bossier opened their doors yesterday. Horseshoe, Margaritaville, Harris, Louisiana Downs, and El Dorado casinos are now back open for business. The Shreveport Bossier Tourism Bureau says casinos will play a major part in rebuilding our economy. Casino visitors bring in more than $400 million each year. The state is enforcing new rules to keep those customers safe.
You know, our casino and our industry as a whole are being very careful to follow the guidelines and make sure that they're keeping their customers healthy as well as their employees. So you'll see lots of hand sanitizer, the stickers on the ground to encourage that social distancing. You'll see face masks available. They'll be doing temperatures and really taking this very seriously to keep people safe.
And those casinos are open at 25% capacity. Boomtown will open tomorrow, May 20th. And also making a comeback in phase 1 of reopening is Sam's Town, who announced it will reopen to the public next week. Now, gaming operations will resume on May 27th at 1 p.m. along with a limited number of amenities. The casino will be temporarily limited to 25% occupancy. Face coverings and temperature checks will be required for all team members, and social distancing requirements as well as capacity restrictions will apply to customers and team members inside the casino floors as well as restaurants. Over in Arkansas now, the most updated numbers have been released. There are now 4,759 cases of coronavirus. There have been 100 deaths. Governor Hutchinson will be giving a COVID-19 update at 1:30 p.m. this afternoon. Of course, you can watch that briefing live on our website, arklaTexHomepage.com. And Governor Asa Hutchinson allowed large venues to reopen, but with restrictions. That includes places like concert halls and casinos. The Arkansas Department of Health approved all 3 casinos in the state to open back up. Oaklawn reopened, operating at 33% capacity, and everyone must wear face masks at all times. And if you want to smoke, well, that's no longer allowed. And you'll also notice many machines are turned off, reading out of order. Some chairs have been moved from tables to enforce social distancing, and a table's tape marks show where players have to stand in order to distance themselves. The casino's general manager says employees will double as social distancing police to make sure everyone is following those rules.
And when we feel that the casino is not handling that social distancing, then we'll ultimately shut the doors and we'll wait for it to dissipate, and then we'll let more people in.
Casino hours will also be a little different. Oaklawn reopens at 9 every morning, but closing times vary depending on the day. And in Texas, here's a look at the new coronavirus numbers there. There are now more than 48,000 cases statewide, 1,347 deaths so far. And Human Services Department says more than 723,000 people have been tested for the virus, and more than 28,000 have recovered. And Texas is now entering the next phase of expanded business in the state. Governor Greg Abbott announced a slate of industries that can reopen in the coming up days, including today. NBC's Wes Rappaport recaps it all for us.
The streets around the Texas Capitol looked as normal as they have in months as office buildings began to reopen with limited numbers Monday.
Our goal is to find ways to coexist with COVID-19 as safely as possible.
Texas bars and bowling alleys will be allowed to open doors on Friday at 25% capacity, with social distancing guidelines in place, hand sanitizer available, and dancing discouraged. Restaurants can expand occupancy to 50% starting Friday.
Do everything you possibly can to continue to slow the spread. If you do that, there will be more opportunities to open up the state even more.
Abbott highlighted 2 key metrics he's using. First is the 7-day positive infection rate. That's the number of positive results out of the total tests over a week. A month ago, that was nearly 14%. Now just under 5%. And he's following the hospital capacity. But Texas Democrats say the governor's analysis of the data is misleading.
Today it's clear he is simply cherry-picking the data. The governor glosses over the fact that the number of new cases reported has grown in the last 2 weeks. He glosses over the fact that the number of deaths reported tragically has increased in the last 2 weeks.
Democrats criticized the state's testing ability, which the Republican governor says has grown exponentially.
In just the first half of May, we more than doubled the number of tests that were given in all of March and April combined.
And things aren't back to normal just yet, so if you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or need help coping with COVID-19 related stress, the Keep Calm Through COVID hotline is still open, and it's providing a 24/7 counseling service. Free of charge. You're seeing that phone number on your screen. And stay with us. We have a full check of your forecast next. And coming up, a local nurse goes from caregiver to patient as a result of COVID-19. We'll have that story for you after the break. And later, with many businesses and offices reopening, could America be running out of thermometers? We'll have that story for you later in the show.
And now, your weather authority, Josh Marcis, certified the most accurate forecast in the Arklatex.
Well, welcome back. We are definitely in for another warm day today. In fact, it could be borderline hot here south of I-20 as we'll be near 90 degrees this afternoon. Natchitoches, Manny, and over towards center. 86 in Shreveport today and a comfortable 82 in Texarkana. We do have a frontal boundary that will be moving in tonight, so we do have a chance of a few showers and thunderstorms. A few of those could pop up before sunset, but most likely this activity will be after sunset. Just a 20% chance we'll see some pop-up showers and storms, but those storms that do develop could pack a bit of a punch tonight. So we do have a severe weather threat mainly along and south of Interstate 20. Shreveport-Bossier is included in that severe weather threat. You folks in northeast Texas, Arkansas, and Oklahoma that had to deal with the severe weather this weekend, it looks like most of this will be south of you, so you don't have to worry about that. But where these storms do get going, high wind will be the main issue for us. Could see some large hail, and there's kind of a lower potential that we'll see a brief tornado or two as well. So here's a look at your Robin Toyota Futurecast as we head through the remainder of the afternoon. We're just looking at those partly cloudy conditions in most locations as we head through the afternoon. Are some indications that we could see some rain pop up south of I-20 before sunset, but you'll see more than likely this activity holding off until late tonight, and it's not widespread as far as the coverage here. Notice the storms that are out there, fairly isolated. This would take us to about 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we're still seeing some rain and storms here. That would mainly be south of Interstate 20. We are not in the severe weather outlook after sunrise tomorrow, but just given that the same ingredients are in place tomorrow morning that what we have today, wouldn't be surprised if these storms would be capable of some high wind, but I do think the majority of us will avoid any kind of rain and severe weather threat today and through the overnight hours. Look for this pattern to continue as we'll see those isolated showers and storms for much of the week. We really don't have much of a severe weather threat through the middle of the week here, but one thing we know is that the rain chance is really going to start ramping up as we head into the upcoming weekend. So next few days here we could see some isolated rainfall totals maybe in that quarter-inch range for the next day or two, but once we head into the weekend, you'll see these totals really start to add up as we could see maybe an inch or two of rain, especially across our East Texas counties, and a lot of this rain will come Saturday, Sunday, and into Memorial Day. So if you have outdoor plans for Memorial Day, make sure you are checking back for updates. It's a little far out yet to kind of nail down any severe weather specifics, but just given it's spring, we have the warm air in place. Potentially could see a few strong storms this weekend, and it will stay warm. Your temperatures will continue to run along here in the 80s for the remainder of the weekend into the weekend. Overnight lows will be in the 60s and 70s. That's a look at your weather forecast. Let's send it back over to Fernanda.
Thank you, Josh. And around the world, Italy is seeing its lowest increase in deaths in over 10 weeks. As the country continues easing down its lockdown measures, there has been an increase of 145 deaths over the last 24 hours. But that's the lowest daily increase since March 4th. Now, the latest data shows more than 68,000 currently active COVID-19 cases across Italy and more than 125,000 patients recovered from the deadly virus. And in your medical headlines, Louisiana's Department of Health has released a new information showing how many people living in nursing homes have coronavirus. One of the hardest hit centers was Old Jefferson Community Care in Baton Rouge. Officials say 82 of the 83 residents living there have tested positive and 21 people have died at the facility. The center says the state is using the number of current residents, making it look like everyone has been sick. But they say some patients are no longer living there. And thermometers are hard to come by these days, and it could get much worse. Thermometers manufacturers and distributors say the devices were already in high demand earlier this year when healthcare worker providers started ordering more to scan COVID-19 patients. But now companies who will require temperature checks are also buying the devices in mass bundles. Demand is up 900% for non-contact thermometer suppliers, said. The added customers have put on a strain on the thermometer supply chain because they simply can't make enough right now. And here locally, a Shreveport nurse in the trenches battling the coronavirus goes from caregiver to patient. Now she credits a clinical trial and a donation from a fellow healthcare worker with saving her life. NBC6's Jenna Jordan has that story.
Christian Yancey was fighting on the front lines of the pandemic as charge nurse over the COVID unit at Willis-Knighton when she noticed her first symptom.
The night when I was working, I started coughing, and it was like this persistent cough that wouldn't go away.
She tested positive for COVID-19 after days of dealing with a fever, finally seeking help from the hospital. First admitted to the ICU, then the COVID unit, but her symptoms kept getting worse.
The next thing I know, I went into respiratory failure. I had to require high levels of oxygen. I couldn't breathe.
Based on her status, a doctor invited her to participate in a trial treatment using convalescent plasma.
I need something to help save my life, so I went with it.
In this treatment, plasma is donated by people who've recovered from COVID.
I realized that I was blessed that so many people are so much worse off than I was.
Carol McDonald says she had a more mild case of COVID, and the plasma donation process was painless and took about an hour. The Christus employee giving Yancey the gift of life.
I hoped, that it would help someone, but I didn't know if I would ever know for sure.
Yancey says her symptoms started to improve within 24 hours of receiving McDonald's plasma.
That is encouraging to have patients feel and us to see that they improve within 24 to 48 hours after receiving the therapy.
But the effectiveness of the treatment is still being determined through a nationwide Mayo Clinic study using data from more than 2,000 hospitals, including Willis-Knighton.
Having the opportunity to be involved in evaluating potential therapies is a very humbling thing and very rewarding when it works.
Yancey, now on the road to recovery, says she's planning to pay it forward.
I just hope that I can go out and do the same thing so that I will be able to help save someone else's life.
Jenna Jordan, NBC6 News.
There is still a need for plasma donations, so if you've recovered from the coronavirus and would like to donate, contact LifeShare Blood Centers. And stay with us. We have your consumer news after the break, and with nearly all states reopening, we're going to tell you what you can expect next.
This is NBC6 News Local Midday Update.
Welcome back. Topping your consumer news this afternoon, JCPenney plans to close nearly 200 stores this year. This just days after filing for bankruptcy. And the 118-year-old company struggled to gain profits for years, but the company now says the pandemic caused sales to plummet. Last Friday, JCPenney's filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, and the retailer has 85,000 employees, but hasn't said yet how many people will lose their jobs because of the closings. The company says next year an additional 50 stores will have to be closed, and JCPenney is the fourth national retailer to file for bankruptcy just this month. And whether you call them GIFs or GIFs, they're apparently worth about $400 million. That's the reported price Facebook is paying for a GIF search engine called Jiffy. Now, GIFs are short looping videos that people use to accent their messages, and Facebook wants to use Jiffy's collection of them for Instagram. The company isn't releasing details of the deal just yet, but Axios is reporting the price tag at $400 million. Now that might seem like a lot for clips of cute cats and goofy celebrities, but Jiffy was actually valued higher in previous funding rounds. And nearly every state in the country has now partially reopened in some way, but with the coronavirus threat still looming and no vaccine, states are watching the data and counting on residents to do their part. Karen Kaifa reports from Washington.
President Trump returning to the White House Sunday afternoon from meetings at Camp David, where he said the coronavirus fight was on the agenda.
It was a working weekend. It was a good weekend. A lot of very good things have happened.
With 48 states now making reopening moves like reopening parks, beaches, and businesses, governors like Ohio's Mike DeWine face new challenges.
We are opening back up because we have to open back up. But at the same time, that creates more exposure.
Leaders across the country are asking for partners in progress. Mayor Bill de Blasio says the timeline for New York City's eventual reopening is up to New Yorkers.
Keep buckling down on the social distancing, on the shelter in place, on using the face coverings, all these things. It's literally a direct line between what you do and our ability to reopen anything.
Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar says developing a coronavirus vaccine is a top Trump administration priority. But until then,
we look for spikes and early indicators. We surge we have adequate testing capacity. We surge that in. We need to make sure anybody who's symptomatic is tested and that we have adequate asymptomatic surveillance in areas of greatest burden.
As of Sunday afternoon, the U.S. has more than 1.4 million confirmed coronavirus cases per a Johns Hopkins University count. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Well, don't go anywhere. If you missed out on last weekend's fair food, we've got some really good news for you. I'm going to let you in on what that is after the break. But first, we're taking a look outside with our Louisiana Tower Cam. Meteorologist Josh Marcis has a final check of your weather when we return.
This is NBC6 News Local Midday Update.
Welcome back. If you didn't get a chance to enjoy a funnel cake, deep fried Oreos, or a candy apple this past weekend, well, don't worry, because Fair Food Drive-In Days is coming back this Thursday through Memorial Day. Now, according to officials, this is in response to the great feedback and support from the community. So the event will be open back up this Thursday, May 21st, and will run through Monday, the 25th. It's going to start at 11 a.m. and run through 7 p.m. There will be free admission and free parking, so don't miss out on that.
The Mudbug Madness Treasure Hunt, brought to you by Swepco.
NBC6 is teaming up with the organizers of a Mudbug Madness to bring you Swepco's Mudbug Madness Treasure Hunt. The new clue will be given tonight during our 10 p.m. newscast, so be sure to tune in. You can find all of those clues on our website as well as our Arklatex homepage app. And the Bossier Parish Sheriff's Office is joining with LifeShare Blood Centers to host the annual Cuffs and Hoses blood drive tomorrow. The coronavirus caused a decrease in the number of blood drives and donations, but the need for blood is still really high. The drive will be held tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Viking Drive substation. And only on 6 You Asked and We Listened. You can now find your latest coronavirus updates in Espanol on our website. This update gives you the latest on COVID-19 here locally and what's going on in your area as it relates to coronavirus. I bring you this update completely in Spanish, and you can expect updates on our website every Tuesday and Thursday. That's arclatexhomepage.com. And on that note, we head over to Josh for one final look at our forecast.
And a final check of your forecast. Again, we are expecting pretty warm temperatures this afternoon, most of us in the 80s. That will continue through the week. We do have that slight chance of showers and a few storms late this afternoon, but mainly overnight into tomorrow morning. And it looks like those temperatures will continue to run in the 80s through the weekend. Higher chance of rain and storms Saturday, Sunday, and into Memorial Day.
Thank you, Josh, and that wraps up your local midday update. We're going to see you back here at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. Have a good one and stay safe.
Your weather authority and the Ray Ford Thunder Truck, driven by the most accurate forecast in the Arklatex.